Hello everyone and welcome to another lesson. The previous lesson we talked about the JavaScript weak set, how to make a weak set, and then we saw about two different examples of how objects can be added to by weak set, how objects can be removed using the delete method, and how it can be re-added, and how it can be checked to know if your weak set contains an object as the values of that weak set. Because we were made to understand that weak set values must always be objects. The values of weak set are objects. So the reason why there was need for the declaration of object as part of the process of working with weak set in JavaScript. So moving on from that, we are going to be talking about what is called garbage collection in this video. JavaScript employs a memory management mechanism known as garbage collection. Now, when it comes to computer, computer has a mechanism of managing everything we throw in as input, be it variable, be it arrays, be it objects, be it expressions. So JavaScript knows or understood how it can work with all those inputs in order to give you an output at the end of the day. And one of it is refers to as this garbage collection, which is simply a memory management mechanism that our computers are employed, that JavaScript employs, because JavaScript runs on computer as well. So something that JavaScript employs when you are running a JavaScript program on a computer. Now, let's look at the primary functions of this garbage collection. The number one function is that it ensures efficient use of memory resources. When JavaScript program is loaded on a computer, there's a way it manages memory. There's a way it manages resources. Because if there are no mechanism like that put in place, probably there could be some program that will overload your computer and then maybe just freeze and make everything to just stop working. But because JavaScript understand how to allocate memories to variable, array, objects, or different elements or different parts of your program, it made it easy to be able to transform your program from your own human readable form to a format that computer will understand. And through this memory management, through this mechanism, it ensures the efficient use of memory resources. Number two is that it will reclaim memory occupied by variables that are no longer in use. So when your program is running and there are some variable that has already been compiled or already been used, JavaScript knows how to manage those variables, how to reclaim memory that are occupied by unused variable and make it or provision it for other part of your programs that needs memory. And number three is preventing memory leaks. So garbage collections helps to prevent memory leaks. It helps to overload some part and underutilize some part. So it helps to prevent memory leaks in JavaScript. Now, weak references. Unlike a regular set, a weak set does not prevent its values from being garbage collected. So, unlike a regular set, we've talked about sets in the earlier lesson. Now, we eventually ended up talking about a weak set, and we talked about the fact that its reference to an object is always weak, which means that the object can be removed from the memory if it is no longer in use. So this mechanism is what JavaScript employs to prevent memory overload when running programs. So it can garbage collected the values of a weak set, which means that multiple objects can be garbage collected, which means they'll be joined together. So, and to allow their values to be garbage collected. If a value, an object, has no reference in a program, it becomes eligible for garbage collection. So if in the process of running a program, an object has no reference in that program, JavaScript it becomes eligible for garbage collection, and JavaScript can easily collect such references or such objects because it has no reference in the program. Number three, when the value is garbage collected, it is removed from the weak set. So after the Values are now garbage collected. After you collect the values together from object, then JavaScript will now remove them from a weak set once it has shared them together, and then it can begin to work or process on them. So that is that is weak references of objects in set and how they work and their behavior when it comes to set in JavaScript. So let's take a look at an example of a weak reference, even though we've talked about how to make weak set in the previous lesson so that we understand this clearly. So I want to call this a weak references. Weak references. The weak references in JavaScript are a type of reference that allow you to refer to an object without preventing it from being garbage collected. So which means that the reference to an object is not static, is not constant. It's kind of like pseudo form of references, which means that the status can change because it allows objects, which are the values of weak set, to be garbage collected. So let's take a look at an example. I'll take all of this out. And now I want to create and first I will create a new set, a new weak set rather, new weak sets. And once I have my weak set created, so what is next? I'll create an object. And here you can see this is an object that I just created. And what is the next thing? I can just add that object to the weak set. And how do you do that? Calling your weak set name and the add method. Then my object name, which is this. And now that I've added my object name, I can remove it. From memory, remove the object from memory. And how do I do that? I'll just pass my object one, object one as non-value. So I'm simply saying remove this my object from the memory. Now I can now check or see if the weak set still has the object. So if I want to check if this still has the object, don't forget I can just do this document dot get element that I've been doing, and you will see the output as false because the object has been null, been set to null, which means that the object has been removed from the memory, and you can see that the output is false, which is correct because the object has been removed from memory by setting it to null here. So here it was added, but here it was removed and set to null. Now we can as well try to re-add it. Just a second. Let's try to re-add it and see what will happen once we re-add it. Re-add the objects to the weak sets. So I can just do my sets dot add. And once if I do this, now this is different because nothing changed. Let's see if there's anything that can give us a clue about what actually happened. Weak set value null must be an object or an unregistered symbol, which means that already I've removed this thing from memory. Once it's being removed from the memory, I cannot re-add it. So and which is the reason why this part is not working. But if I take it out, everything will return back to what it was before. So this is how you make a reference to a weak object in JavaScript. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.